the points that the Death said and yours here. It feels like, you know, the training for Dignitas has been completed against BDS, and they really shouldn't have too much of an issue taking down the Wolves here. But like Gibbs said, you don't want to count the Wolves out yet. They got some names that even in the last season had a great start. But Rajorius, right off the bat, a flip.
That was close as well. That one nicked off the crossbar, and so much pressure coming out already. Jorius, he was a new addition, you know, and he had a bit of a slow start on Dignitas, but as time goes on, it's impossible for a player like Jorius not to start shining. And Jack, now the latest addition, Dignitas, starting out pretty strong, multiple shots already.
And you kind of hope that, you know, apparently Jack finds the similar form that we're seeing from Jorius here. You know, those two as a tandem could be quite deadly for Dignitas, and I think that's kind of a hope, because apparently Jack does a good job here in the midfield. But on the other side of things too, you got Oli, who was quite a phenomenal player in the last fall split. Of course, he was on a team that didn't do as well in Barrage, but he was a player that, you know, every time they played was the guy downfield to make something happen, and I expect him to be the same thing here for the Wolves.
And not only that, Rix Ronde has a ton of experience as well. He's been one of those players who's always been hovering near the top, looking to break in. Jorius has apparently Jack in the middle. The pass down didn't have much pace on it. Now Panda with the block in the corner. Apparently Jack missed that challenge. Luis will pop it up. Rix Ronde off the arc and down, and that was a scoring chance. Jack did not have the save either, but no contact on the shot.
Oli just behind it there too, and that was a big opportunity for Wolves, as now both teams have had a huge chance to get the go-ahead goal. You think back earlier, Jorius, the flip reset, that was a close one, and then there for the Wolves. Still though, no shots for the Wolves here, but they're definitely getting opportunity.
Good defense from Oli, predicting that double tap from Jorius off the ceiling. The fake, the push into the middle, and Jorius with the save. Rix Ronde denied by Panda, and now the counterattack from Dignitas.
Brick wall defense there from Dignitas, and Wolves Esports. Look at the shots and pressure they're able to put on here. You got to give a bit of credit to the Dignitas here. Here's Lewis over the top, off the crossbar, still saved away by apparently Jack, but Wolves Esports still knocking on the door.
The Wolves hunting as a pack, but we're not able to strike. Jorius will pop it high. Oli playing it to the corner. Jack taking his time. Ball hits off the corner back to the middle. And Corelli, I am shocked that the Wolves did not score. And another save coming out from Panda.
I just mentioned that they didn't really have any shots, and now a flurry of them, up to 5, out shooting Dignitas now, and a lot of scary shots too, as Oli's got to make the save. Dignitas now looking to put on that pressure that they were just feeling against the Wolves, but Oli and Lewis doing a great job here of breaking out. Rix Ronde trying to push this one along. That's a dangerous ball popped. Here's Oli, shots wide, just to the left of the post, and Dignitas once again get away with it.
I mean, it feels like the Wolves might have already had enough quality chances for a 3-0 lead. Still scoreless. Open net potentially, but Jorius, no, did get back in time. The demo didn't come through on him either. Jorius down to the ground, will roll it up the back wall. Luis has Oli on the side. Passes it over to him. Oli, backward attempt. Jack with the miss, the drop down, and finally the Wolves will score. It took a while, but they break through.
And that's a tough one there for Dignitas. It was just apparently Jack who didn't get to the ball. Rix Ronde on the follow-up. Figured he might not have it, and he didn't. And great finish by Rix to just put that one on target. That's all he needed there for Wolves. And like you said, James, I mean, you feel like they should have been up by more. They finally get the go-ahead goal with less than a minute now.
Chat, the desk, everyone thinking this one would be one-sided. The Wolves looking good so far. Jack has another go on the ball. Infield pass. Jorius bumps somebody, still gets the shot off, and we're tied.
Jorius had to muscle his way in the box to make sure this one goes in. Rix Ronde pushes him out of the way, follows up with the touch to the top right corner, and Dignitas finally get on the board. That's the fifth shot now for Joreuz, and he puts it away.
Strange how that works. You know, we spend all game at a stalemate. Wolves have all the pressure. Back-to-back goals for both teams. Now another chance for Dignitas. Oli breaks up the play. The demo, the shot was pulled too early, and it was missed.
Oh, that's a big opportunity for Wolves, especially with time ticking down, but they still might get another one here. Lewis doesn't do a great job here in the midfield. Joreuz now trying to make something happen for Dignitas. He always seems to be able to beat that first defender on the Wolves side. Opens up so much space and chaos for Dignitas here in the final 10.
Jack wraps it around. Luis couldn't get there. Joreuz will score the second. And Dignitas, with 2 seconds on the clock, take the late lead.
And you mentioned him in the beginning of the game, James. He's been playing well today, and he's coming up huge for Dignitas here in the final seconds. The go-ahead goal, the possible game-winning goal here. Joreuz is all over the field for Dignitas.
Still in it. Jack will clear it downfield. It pops high. Rix Ronde has to keep this ball up. Does well. Going for the center. Oli is there. Jack will break up the play. Rix Ronde got the corner boost as well. Joreuz, the hero of Dignitas in game 1, will tap that ball down to the ground. That was an intense game.
I was a little bit worried for Dignitas there. It definitely felt like Wolves got the better of them through most of that game, especially in the beginning. You got that one flip reset from Joreuz, and then that was about it from the Dignitas offense. They had to play a lot of defense here against the Wolves, and like you said, James, it's one of those games where the Wolves probably should have won this one, honestly, with the amount of chances that they had that they could put away. And granted, let's give credit to the Dignitas defense. That was some phenomenal defense, but they had the Dignitas defense on the ropes multiple times, 3 times at least, and it felt like they should have scored more than 1 goal here.
And you can't forget about that demo where there was nobody left in net for Dignitas. The shot came too early, ended up rolling up the side. That net was wide open. The Wolves going to be thinking back to game 1, wishing that it turned out a bit different because, like you said, Curly, they had the pressure, they had the attack. They just fell short in a few situations. We'll see how game 2 pans out.
But, James, this matchup, this series is going to be a lot closer than I think people thought. Obviously, the chat were very well in favor of Dignitas. The desk, very well in favor of Dignitas. But, the one saving grace for the desk is that Gibbs said don't underestimate these guys in the Wolves. And I think he's absolutely right from what we saw in game 1. Look at that pass. Violent Panda can't put it away. Apparently, Jack can he do it. And a big save from Rix Ronde as Dignitas have the opening attack.
And that's one of those shots from Panda where you hold your breath. You wonder, is it going to hit the lip, roll up and in? Let it roll down, and then follow-up save as well. Staunch defense from the Wolves early. Joreuz, clear down the middle. Luis, a lot of time. As Rix Ronde upfield, he hails it over to him. Shot saved. Good idea, though, from the Wolves.
And I like seeing them kind of bring that ball all the way back to their own side. No pressure on them. He knew he had Rix Ronde downfield, and a great effort by Rix Ronde. He did get the touch and got a shot credit for it. Wolves still going toe-to-toe here with Dignitas.
That wasn't the greatest clear, but Jack didn't get the best shot on it. Oli. Awkward ball for Luis. Still got the clear, but running low on boost. Wolves gonna have to buckle up for this one. And it gets demoed after winning that to the corner. Rix Ronde helps out Oli. Oli will turn for this. And a pre-flip, go for the block. Fakes out one, gets the mid-boost as well, and now passes to Luis. The shot. Jack will clear it away. Back to the middle, and Rix Ronde powers through Violent Panda and strikes first.
Boy, this was a huge effort from the Wolves. Apparently, Jack thought he was going to get away with this touch, but it comes right back to Lewis. It puts it across to Rix Ronde. And a great second touch there. Rix Ronde able to put it away for the Wolves, and they get their first goal.
And I like the attempt from Panda. He was trying to get in the way. If Rix Ronde's not supersonic, maybe Panda gets that bump to prevent the shot, but Rix Ronde got the demo and the goal. Panda to Jack. Jack, weak shot towards net, but Panda jumped in front of it. Oli. It's to the Dignitas corner. Boost steal as well. Rixronde, this shot. Going for the double tap, but Jack was there.
And it's the second or third attack that I've seen from Dignitas where they've had a beautiful passing play to set things up, but that shot, that final touch, is hit with pace and in the right direction, but just off target, so it's just really no threat in the end to the Wolves, if they had anyone in net or not. And that shooting is really what's going to come back to bite them, because they truly have some great passing plays, as Rixronde looked for a second touch and couldn't find it, and Jorius there to clear it away.
Luis. Beat by that speed from Jorius. Oli will chip it around Panda, but Jorius off the ceiling will have a shot.
He got him.
Oh, the bump on Luis as well, but Jorius making plays off the ceiling.
Yeah, great placement here from Jorius as well to go under Oli, and yeah, great bump in the box to get everyone out, and the Wolves, or excuse me, Dignitas fight back.
And that was a key bump. Panda, you don't see that stat on the scoreboard, but that was a huge play. Jorius, so fast. Oh, and almost had the read. Rebound out to Panda. It's high. Oli will get there in time. Jorius almost had another stellar goal.
It's getting a bit dicey here on the Wolves side, though. They're spending a lot of time being wrapped up on top of each other. I saw a couple players steal boosts from each other. And Dignitas, in the corner. And so Dignitas definitely taking advantage of this, but Wolves do break out for at least the moment, but you can even see two players, not a lot of boost to work with, as they're just trying to throw bodies at it. Still could posture an attack here if they put it together, and only wanted Rixronde across the field. Couldn't find him.
That pass was a little lower. I think Rixronde will be able to get a shot. The Wolves, and they get going pretty furious. But now backward pass. Jack! The save from Oli off the post. Luis will tap it out to Rixronde. Another close call. Dignitas threatening, and now on the attack again. Panda with some space. First touch control. Pass to Jorius, and a save from Oli.
And that time, Wolves did a great job defending the passing play, and I think it was a bit telegraphed with the way Violent Panda set up, but still dangerous passing from Dignitas. They still have that flavor as Violent Panda finds it over the last man and puts it in for Dignitas.
And Panda racing to this. He had 9 boosts, picked up a pad, and that was enough to make the play. Panda going for the Hail Mary, and it was a perfect toss over to him.
So now Wolves down by 1. Little over 30 seconds left to play here. Absolutely possible. They've generated 7 shots, and they've had quite a few dangerous chances. Can they put something together here? Here's Oli. Up and over Jorius, looking for the backboard. Violent Panda does well to meet it there, and it'll stop that attack from the Wolves.
Oli will turn, fakes out Jack, and now Oli. Low pass over to Rixronde. Good first touch. The shot and the demo! Oli took Jorius out midair.
Great play from Oli. Not only gets the pass over to Rixronde, speeds out in front of him, has no more boost, takes Jorius out of the way. He's flicking his camera when he scores.
My goodness.
He knew what he got away with there. That's a great play for the Wolves.
Jorius was a millimeter away from touching that ball, getting the save. That was a savage demo.
Oh, Rixronde.
Oli will be able to keep this up. Going for the backboard pass. Rixronde let it through. Oli was out of boost. Otherwise, would have been able to go for that shot.
I think it was tough to expect that with 2 players there as well. But here we go, overtime. And the Wolves able to fight back late here. Dignitas. I mean, honestly, I don't think either team is really playing poorly at the moment. That's a great shot from Oli. Gonna find it right side. And Wolves get one back in the series.
This was a power shot. Oli saw Panda on the wall. He was high. Put it lower corner, opposite side of the net. That was the perfect placement. He read that play just right.
This is one of those matchups that's a lot of fun to watch because both teams are playing so well. I was just making that point, especially in this game. I felt like it was very even, not only the chances afforded to either side, but the defensive plays as well. Obviously, some creative attacks. Even the second goal from Wolves was quite fun to see. So for both teams, I think they're playing quite well. This is a very even match. It's not like, you know, even though everyone picked Dignitas to overwhelmingly beat Wolves, it's not like Dignitas is playing down to them or Wolves are playing up to Dignitas. No, these are two very good teams going head to head right now.
Yeah, and the play is so exciting. Now, that demo from Oli. Oli has been playing out of his mind, especially that shot. Adjusting midair, reading where the defender is, and blasting it with authority. The Wolves tie up the series 1-1.
I think the one thing that could tip this series in Dignitas' favor is just finding that final shot when you've got those great passing plays, because the Wolves kind of freeze when they see 2-3 passes string together. It's tough to defend no matter who you are, and they freeze up on the defensive side of things trying to read the next pass, but Dignitas are just so good at making it happen so quickly, and it's in a blink of an eye and Dignitas are down the field 1-2-3 and shot on target. I think that's the biggest thing for Dignitas if they want to tip it in their favor.
Gonna have to keep going for those passes. However, the defense for the Wolves, even though they're freezing, managed to get those goal line stops. We saw the one save that was pinched off the post. I believe it was Luis who got that one. The Wolves, much better than I was expecting. Oli couldn't tap that around Jorius. Luis will have Oli upfield. Slight confusion there for the Wolves.
Ooh, lots of space for apparently Jack, even though he had no boost, had just picked up a pad there, but Wolves, a lot of respect with that play coming through. Maybe even a miscommunication on the defensive side of things, as Dignitas certainly have their line pushed up quite far at the moment. Wolves pushed all the way back into their own net. And Violent Panda almost able to get the block, but the only shot is off the post. Dignitas were beat there. Everyone was pushed up so far, but apparently Jack looking to carry this one out himself.
That was a good tip back. Set up the shot from Jorius. However, another close call. Dignitas catching a break. That one going post and out. Jorius met by Luis in the air. Now Oli. Jack going for the side.
But you're seeing right now Dignitas doing a great job in the midfield, and even balls that trickle into their defensive side of things are immediately thrown back to the Wolves, but with intention as well. And that's one of the beautiful things about Dignitas, is that there is a lot of intention around most of their touches, and they're able to find someone on a clear and not just mindlessly push it downfield for no reason. And that's the difficulty that the Wolves are having right now, is they can't really read where Dignitas want to go with it. And Dignitas doing a great job of just camping the clears from the Wolves.
And getting bumps on the way out as well, that rotation out. Getting those bumps. However, the Wolves keeping pace. However, one shot only for the Wolves.
Difference is, though, I mean, not the difference, but it doesn't really matter, though, at this point. Dignitas really haven't been able to break the Wolves' defense. It just takes one opportunity for the Wolves, one counterattack or one extended stay of pressure for them to really put the pressure now on Dignitas to fight back. But, of course, plenty of time left for both teams as that shot just goes to the left side from Violent Panda.
Oli can't flick it by Panda. Panda getting another block and a bump. Goes for the demo.
Oh, tight
shot
angle
from Jack. Save from Oli. That was a tight angle. It was still on target. Oli with another massive save for the Wolves.
And a huge effort by Jack there. I mean, that was such a hard shot to even put on target, and he does so. Forces a tough save out of Wolves. And it's why this matchup's been so fun to watch, James. Both sides, whether it's a great effort on the shot or a huge defensive attempt, both sides giving it their all at the moment. We're still tied up with just over a minute now.
That is that final minute. This might be a one-goal game with how it's shaping up. And maybe even a one-goal overtime. Jack trying to make a solo play in the corner. You could even see him jumping to get that bump on Luis. Now ball back to Panda. Panda to Jack. Jack will pop it. Jorius bails out. Now turning. The shot coming in. Saved from Oli. Panda off the backboard. Going for the double. Misses, and it's out to Jack. Dignitas threatening in this half. The breakout now. Wolves hoping to get something going, but Panda, hard hit. Rix Ronde will pop it off his backboard. Panda has a pass opportunity. Goes high and wide. Too far away for Jack. Rix Ronde will lob it towards net. Jorius staying with the ball.
Wow, what a clear. Oh my.
Yeah. Jorius didn't want to take any chances there, showing us some mechanics as well, getting that ball down to the ground.
Hey, if you wanted to clear, Jorius was giving it to you there for Dignitas. And that was a great effort there with the overtime coming up, and Wolves trying to end it early here, but not going to get a hold of it. Only backs off from Jorius. Here's Violent Panda. Can he do it himself? Looking for a flip reset. Does get it. It's on target and turned away by the defense of the Wolves. But for how long as Jorius pushes it back? Rix Ronde trying to get the clear. And we really haven't seen any extended pressure from the Wolves here in this entire first 5 minutes, now 5.5 minutes. It's really been all Dignitas, but this could be it. Rix Ronde almost gets the second touch. That would have been a highlight play for sure for the Wolves.
Rix Ronde had the perfect setup there, was able to have that ball going up the wall, got the mid boost, almost the ceiling shot double tap. And he even got the rebound bouncing out. If somebody was there for the Wolves, that could have been an easy backboard read.
And that was maybe one of the most dangerous chances the Wolves have had in this game. They've only had 3 shots, James, to the 10 now of Dignitas. And Lewis, oh, is he gonna do it off the crossbar? Oh. Jorius makes the save. Oli tried to follow it up. Holy smokes, a close effort again as Dignitas quickly move downfield. Can Rix Ronde make the save? He does. And back and forth this game goes.
Yeah, that one off the crossbar, then off the post. Dignitas getting away with 2 in overtime all by itself. Now rebound out to Jorius. Hard shot. Rix Ronde will get back. Luis popping it over to Oli. Only 14 boost. Testing backboard. Luis is there. Oli still on empty. Picking up a small pad, having to play defense. Corner bounce to Jack. Jack back to the middle. Rix Ronde says no.
Some time here for the Wolves. Get a bit more pushed up the field, but no one able to contest apparently Jack here. 2 minutes now in overtime. There's been 12 saves from the Wolves in this 7 minutes of gameplay so far. And Jorius has put on 6 shots himself as he tries to force it through. Great defense. Wow, to keep the ball there, even on the challenge.
Yeah, that's never a situation you want to find yourself in a 1v1 situation with Jorius. Jorius maybe needed 1 more second to set up on that play. Jorius, light hit, gets the demo as well. Space for Jack. Jack blasts it upfield, gives the ball away. Oli has Rix Ronde. The pass.
It's there.
Looks good. The shot even better. And the Wolves win in overtime.
And you felt like this might have happened. Wolves have been able to get the counterattack going, and the ball was just given down to Oli. And that time, 2 players back for Dignitas and a great passing play to finish them off. And when in a game where the Wolves have had to play so much defense, they're able to string together a couple of dangerous chances, and they finally get one to fall through in overtime.
And you were talking, Curly, about the intention behind Dignitas's hits. In overtime, that last hit by Jack, you know, he gave up possession there. He had more time. He rushed the hit, and he hit that right to Oli, who received the ball. It was a good catch, and that pass into the middle was exactly what the Wolves needed. This one coming down to just 1 mistake in overtime.
And there were so many close chances for both sides. I'm just looking at the highlight reel. There was apparently Jack's tight angle. There's Luis, his shot, and then the finishing one here. Man, I mean, this is one of those games where, I mean, obviously any team could have won it here because of the way it panned out overtime, of course. But you look back to each individual chance, and I mean, both teams had the ball inside the net at some point, you know, on the line, flashing in the goal. That's the difference between these 2 teams right now.
Even though Dignitas had more shots, forced a lot of saves out of Wolves, though, I still think the the number of quality chances was still in favor of the Wolves.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely agreed. And I think that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier here is Dignitas already pressuring is that final shot isn't really dropping for them. And it's not for the lack of opportunity. It's just they can't put it on target or at least away from the defenders of the Wolves side.
Wolves defense holding up to abuse. Backward bounce. Rixronde can't get there. And now we see Jorius. Dignitas didn't manage to score last game, but they score early at the hands of Jorius.
And it's going to be him to step up and start putting away some of these shots. And he's had the majority of the chances here for Dignitas. And he's, to be fair, he's been putting them away. He's done a fairly good job here in this series. And for Dignitas, I think he's kind of that man to lead the charge on offense when you need that shooting accuracy to go through, especially with some of the beautiful setup they've had.
We might see another setup here. Jorius pass to himself and gets it over to the corner. A traded demo by Jack and Oli. Panda air dribbling. Jack up to help. Luis read that hit. He was on the backboard waiting. Panda racing Oli. Oli winning that challenge. Jack put it up off the ceiling. Panda back down to Jack. Jack flipped by. Rixronde didn't have the touch, but still stayed in the play.
Jack, I think, pre-flipped that one. He was forcing it. He wanted to get the challenge. I think he knew he was beat, but Rixronde didn't go for it. Jorius just going to take a pot shot at the net. It's not even going to get to the last man. Dignitas, though, this looks very reminiscent of the last game. They got to be careful of the counterattack, though. Wolves weren't able to put one away on the counter, but they've had some very dangerous chances where Dignitas just push up their line a bit too far.
Oli beats Panda. Panda still gets the touch. Not only might go for the double tap. Ball pinched out to the middle. Rixronde got a sliver of that ball. And a good speed. Oli pops it up. Luis over to Rixronde. Good transition from the Wolves. Even when they do seem scattered at time, they bring it all back together so quickly.
Yeah, they regroup quite fast here. Even when, like you said, there's kind of some chaos on their side, they get their act together when they finally regain possession. They realize they can put something together. And again, Rixronde seems to be that point man. He's going to put it away. He's always down the field, and Wolves just lob it up to him.
This is what won them that game in overtime. Rixronde playing that outlet man and getting the shots that are required. That was lovely. Oli floating that over, and the shot left nothing to be desired.
Yeah, and I like what you said there. Great outlet there from Rixronde, giving Wolves that option. I mean, even if he doesn't score that, it's still a great way to move downfield, especially since Rixronde had so much space to work with. And Wolves able to take advantage, and it's not the first time. I mean, it's not the first game that they've done that here. They've been able to find Rixronde downfield, and Oli and Luis have been able to set him up. Now Luis gonna drop it down in a 1 goal lead now for Wolves.
The spearhead, Rixronde, strikes again. That time getting the pass, and that light touch from Luis was all placement. Wolves, they really are on the hunt right now, Corelli, and I think they can smell blood. Dignitas only have 2 minutes left to come back.
And the time not spent on offense here for Dignitas has looked quite shaky. Wolves have done a great job now, especially with that second goal, of finding the mark. And it's certainly quality over quantity at this point, though Wolves have had both here in this game now.
Really all series. The demo as well. Rixronde, an easy shot in through the smoke. The Wolves, they're running away.
I'm curious for Rixronde, was he able to see the net? Oh, absolutely. It was clear. It was wide open, and he knew what angle he had to hit. Great demo from the Wolves, that physical game coming out. But
and that was a self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that's all you have to do is get in the way.
And that's exactly what works out for the Wolves. And now you sit here as Dignitas scratching your head with 1.5 minutes left, wondering what had happened. You had such a great start. You can't find the back of the net. They put up 4 shots and only 1 goal to show for it.
With how one-sided predictions were, A bit surprising to see how well the Wolves have played this series. Defying expectations, but now demanding respect. Another shot. Couldn't read it off the post. Luis, happy to waste time. Jack can't get it by Oli. Panda, center ball. Jack failed to make contact that looked promising.
Yeah, he ran out of boost coming up to it, and those are the opportunities that Dignitas really need. Now 40 seconds left, still doable for them, but with all this time spent on offense, they've got to put something on target. Rix Ronde just chipping away at the time now. With that 2-goal lead, is such a cushion with 30 seconds left.
Jorius blocked again by Luis. The Wolves flooding every lane, doing so well to predict these shots coming in from Dignitas. Luis, the low on boost. Awkward ball, still gets the touch. Jorius, that shot was wide. And with that miss, the Wolves, despite expectations, get the win here over Dignitas. Wow. They'll be moving on, and Dignitas are eliminated.
Wow. And this is a massive win, and it's not the first time we've seen teams like this kind of come up and do well. I mean, I think if you paid attention to the European scene, you'd recognize the names on this Wolves Esports squad, but the performance that they were able to put on, I think, is even more impressive. And they're another team, you know, that they take down, obviously, a fan favorite here in Dignitas. You got to keep your eyes on as they develop and get better and find that more and more synergy here, as I'm very excited to see what the Wolves can do.
Yeah, and especially Rix Ronde. We've seen him play for quite some time, but now he looks to be playing at a different level. The synergy from the Wolves on these counterattacks, it was something else. And I love that they were in position in those passing plays in the middle with Rix Ronde waiting. He stepped up big time this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Dignitas, you know, they go out here in losers round 3, and it's one of those things where it's like, hey, look, you had an okay series against BDS, but you still lost. And then you come out here and you play Wolves and you lose. And I think there was a lot of good here with some of the players, but not everything all together for Dignitas here today. And so, unfortunately, they go down to the Wolves.
Dignitas will have to regroup and get ready for the next regional. Right now, however, the Wolves will be enjoying their time in the limelight. They move on. We're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, more Winter Split action.